Oh, thank you, Terry. To the music corps, I want him back. Yeah.
He'll be back after the...
He'll be back after my talk. Great. Do you have CDs, Terry?
No.
No. Okay, well, get to work on that. Yeah. Oh. George, thanks for reminding me about the holidays and Christmas and all of that. It's just around the corner. Is anybody counting the shopping days left? So I have a vision, and it's starting to clear up about where we're going to go with the holiday this year, because Christmas actually falls on a Tuesday. So I'm thinking the Wednesday before, I think it's the 19th of December, we need to have a holiday party. So the Wednesday evening service is going to change, and that night is going to be a holiday party. And I put a call into Santa Claus, going to make sure that that he's here, and all of the little elves and other things, you know, running around that, and gifts and stuff. I'm thinking that probably what we'll do is select a food bank, and maybe everybody will bring a non-perishable food, and we'll support that while we still have our party. The Sunday before Christmas, we'll do our religious experience, whatever that's going to be, because, you know, we're not always religious. Spiritual, but not always religious. So you'll have two opportunities to celebrate in that. So we need to get the choir created, and people coming forth and participating in that and deciding what that's all going to be. So there's a lot of activity that is going on here at the center, just as you saw from the announcements, and sometimes it's just really difficult to keep track of all of that. So I want to once again remind you that on Saturday, this coming Saturday, we are going to have a celebration of life for our beloved Virginia Cummings, our practitioner emeritus. And so we're going to come together in that way that we do so well as a community to celebrate the presence of who she is, and what she has meant to our life, and what she has meant to Jim's life, because I know that he is still completely and absolutely and totally deeply in love with her, and she lives within his heart. And we can support him as he walks through this time, as we will support the family and each other in celebration of that light. So on Saturday, 11 a.m., right here, we'll be celebrating life. So there's, we got the prosperity groups going. We've got, the choir we're trying to build up. We've got classes going on. Our writing class kind of took a different turn, that in the passage, around every turn there's something. And we didn't have the numbers in order for it to fulfill itself. But I'm still going to write my book. And thank you. And if you're interested, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just call together some people, and we'll find a time together. We'll sit down and we'll support each other, and we'll make this happen. And we'll create something. So each and every one of you has a story to tell. I know it. And it's something powerful. And it's something that Spirit wants to express through you, as you, and as you. So when I began to read today's passage that we're using as our topic title, and I attach, because I go far in advance and I look at what the reading is, and I created a title out of it, and then I put it away, and the week before I began to start to live it, and I realized that, so the way that I had read the passage was the final line. Only God is the keeper of your soul, the keeper of your being, the keeper of your essence. And that idea about every corner that you turn is love. And so I began to open up to see how my message would unfold, because I live my message. See, I give you the opportunity the week before I live the message so I can give you a heads up. So you can avoid all of those twists and turns and those bumps in the road that come along when you start to follow these things out and where they're going to go. So here's the heads up. Sometimes you turn the corner and it doesn't look like love. It doesn't feel like love. Now I get it, it's there, but it doesn't always seem that way. And then there's this whole question about who is my keeper? Who is your keeper? Now, being in this role of a spiritual leader, I sometimes get cast into the lead role that I did not audition for. But somebody has decided to put me in that role. And so I was once again declared, without my knowing this, I was declared that I was somebody's keeper. And that every corner that they wanted to turn around, they wanted to find love, and I was responsible for that. They wanted to have happiness in their life, and I was responsible for that. See, they rewrote Ernest Holmes' words also, and they took the word God out and they put Dr. Michael in there. That I was like the keeper of their soul and their happiness and their love. And when it didn't come, then I became the target. I was the one that it was projected onto as to why their happiness and their love did not come forth. And it hurts. It really hurts, because in my heart of hearts, I would do whatever I could to be your guardian, to be the keeper of your happiness, to bring you the prosperity and the joy and the love that I know that you are so worthy of and so deserving. And if I had it within my power as this being that I'm showing up in the form to do that, absolutely I would do it for each and every one of you, 724, without question. But that's not within my capability as the physical human form that I am being. I am not the totality of the divine. I am not the answer to everybody's question. In fact, I'm having my own life that I'm trying to keep up with and keep moving forward and keep on track and keep bringing it into that place of joy and happiness and love. And that's more than a full-time job. So to take on somebody else's, I just can't do it. And so I give you a heads up right here, right now. Do not think in your mind that I am the answer to your life or your question. I offer to be a guide. I offer to facilitate. I offer to stand in truth, or as in the song that Paul sang earlier, to remember when you forget. So I can hold that space. I can hold that consciousness for you. So in the moment in which you might forget the essence of who you are, the wholeness and the perfection of who you are and who you've already been created, I can hold that as well as anybody can. We can hold that for each other. And we do it in that way of loving kindness. We do it in that way of being caring. We do it in that way of being willing to listen. Doesn't necessarily mean that we are going to agree with it. Doesn't mean that I'm going to be whatever it is that you need in order to have your experience. I will not become a doormat for somebody else's, avenue by which to trip over, and then, put the blame someplace else, And yet,